Beautiful. All right, well, thanks for having us. Yeah, it's a privilege to partner with iCar and have the opportunity to show some of our products and discuss how we're sort of evolving as a company into more than just that construction world. So I'm Tim, on the state lead for Victase. This is Jace. Jace is one of our transportation specialists. He gets the privilege of driving around in the big red van out there, as you see, which is the mobile showroom. So we've got 21 transportation specialists across Australia in the van. So what the van is all about is we come out and we show you the product, we let you play with it, we let you get involved with it before you actually go and decide to make the purchase. We don't sell direct in any way, shape or form, but it's just about getting the tool in your hand before you go and buy it, because we do have a lot of new product, a lot of first to market product in the cordless world. So it's a lot of new stuff to everyone. You know, as we say, cutting the cord, brings a whole new atmosphere to the tool. So what we're going to do today is just basically talk about a little bit about us and then just a little bit about the product, just a general overview about what we've got coming. So a little bit about Milwaukee. We've been around for 98 years. It's a lot of time. A lot of people just see us from the last 15, 20 years, predominantly in Australia, where we've become really heavy and really well known. How we got our start was 98 years ago, gentleman in the States was a tool and die manufacturer and started playing with some kind of electrical motors and that kind of stuff. And Henry Ford actually approached him for a drill. He wanted a more user-friendly drill for drilling 1/4-inch holes on the production line. They were using these big Cummins and things. So he developed what they called the hole shooter. It was around about, it was probably this long, weighed about 15 kilos. And that's how we got our start. That was the first tool that Milwaukee ever made in that sort of main production line. And that went into all the Ford plant and was there. From there, that evolved over a couple of years. Then unfortunately that gentleman's warehouse and factory burned to the ground and he decided to walk away from it, and then his business partner brought him out and started Milwaukee Electric Tools, and that's where we've gone from there. About 20 years ago we started dabbling in the cordless range, and then now we basically only have probably a half a dozen 240 volt tools in our whole product range of about 3,000 part numbers. So we are all about cut the cord, get that stuff off the ground, get it off the job, and just be completely cordless. And the way that our battery platforms have come, the run times, you don't really need a cord anymore. We've got pretty good run times out of everything. So that's a little bit about us. As I said, in Australia, we've got about 400 employees at the moment. Predominantly all that is on the road as staff, showing people as sales reps, doing this kind of thing, getting on job sites, showing you the new product. So yeah, and we're only going from strength to strength with all different divisions and channels. Yeah, so we'll talk about a little bit about our product. We've tried to aim this a little bit more at your industry. Obviously, we do a lot of stuff in that construction world and the full mechanic world and diesel mechanic, that kind of world, but we are starting to play in the old paint and panel, as we call it. And this is a little bit of a snapshot of what we've got. So a couple of key points are probably where we started from. The world when we started getting into paint and panel was our cordless buff. We were the first ones to really do a good run time on a cordless buff. This unit here, the usual 7-inch, nice and variable. We've got a variable dial on the back from 800 to 2200 RPM and variable trigger. On a 6 amp hour battery, as a detail polish, you'll get a full carb out of a battery on that. So obviously the benefits is no cord, no dragging around, no raining it over your shoulder, that kind of stuff in that. And then we've just evolved from the standard polisher to a random orbital, which is obviously something that the market's needed for a long time. 21 mil head, we are looking at a 15 mil as well, because we know with that 15 mil gets you a little bit more intricate around the door handles and that kind of stuff. You need that stuff. One thing again with this, adjustable dial from 2400 to 4500 RPM on the back, and variable trigger as well, so you can fully adjust the speed as well from your trigger, just depends on how delicate you are with your fingers. One thing we've done with this one, which you will see versus our normal polisher, the battery ran, if we put a 12 amp, which you probably wouldn't run it with a 12 amp, but the battery was that way inclined, so it did become very low and very in line with the panel, and risk that. So then one thing we did with this polisher was we spun the battery on the side to give you a lot more clearance away, because we were getting a little bit of feedback where that was sort of getting in the way. And then we moved into, well, some of the smaller stuff. We have a little detail polisher spot polisher. That has 3 different types of pad heads you can get for that. Also can be used as a sanding option as well on the back there. So your little emery discs and that kind of stuff you can use on that. I might pass over to Jake. You want to talk about some of the other stuff?
So obviously, M12, we call it M12 our 12 volt. So we got ranges from 2 to 6, and then we've got our M18 volt, which are the big brick batteries. They range from 2 amp hour to the big 12 ones there. We've got a couple of products, the compact cutter there, the panel light here, and then our new automotive light. We've got an orbital sander as well there, drill driver, a few hand tools in your range. When using our sort of tools, we recommend that you pop on a pair of safety glasses and some gloves. Like in our hand tools, we are expanding. We have only just started, so we should see that go off the roof. We've got some die grinders here as well, basic sort of stuff, but that's pretty much all from me. But we are vastly expanding in automotive, and like Tim said, within the paint panel world, so watch this space, guys. Yeah, and we're all about the right tool for the right job. So if you ever see us come out and talk to you, we're not going to try and sell you the most expensive thing. We're all about the right tool. So for instance, we brought this one in today, which is what we call our mid-torque wrench. So everyone sort of goes for the big and best. That one there for everything that you probably do for your day-to-day would be perfect. It goes all the way down to like 40 Newton meters, all the way to 800. So it's like all the power in the world you want, and also you can dumb it right down, that kind of stuff. So we're really about developing a tool for the industry. Just to give you an idea about evolution with our products. This here is probably something you use a fair bit in the air world, a band sander. So this is brand new for us. This is a product sample, development sample, so to be released. To give you a bit of an idea of how we work is, we'll come up with an idea, we want that, we'll make them, we'll make probably 20 or 30 of them, and then we'll get them out into the hands of the people that use them every day before we actually go public with them. So you can actually have a play with it, give us some feedback, that's good, no, that's bad, we need it like this, we need it like that, and then we go back to pre-development stage again. So like I said, you see that today, you might not see that in the market for 12 months yet. Just depends on what kind of feedback we get in the market. So we're really big about developing and then working with the industry that we think the tool needs to be in, and then we get the feedback. So there's a lot of that happens around. So you might see some stuff in a workshop one day that you go, or one day you go into a store and it's not available. It's because of maybe a product sample. Just another great thing, guys, about Milwaukee. So in that little book I gave everyone, they do have a QR code. So if you are interested in seeing a job site specialist, one of our transportation specialists, just click that QR code. We'll come out. If you want to demo a tool, we're more than happy to leave it with you for a couple of weeks, see how you go. And then we go from there. But that's all for me.
Yeah, I think that's about all. Has anyone got any questions or anything they want to ask? Probably one thing we probably need to touch on a little bit more is the
color matching light. Yeah.
So that's probably something that, like, I've not used this yet myself. Probably something that's more really famed for the paint and panel industry. So a color matching light gives you the full color index in the back, where you can change between all the color indexes in the back there. Obviously, it's got a couple of brightness modes as well. That's something that we've only just brought to market. Look, for us, that there, price-wise, you're looking around that 300 mark.
Yeah.
So it's really price competitive. That's something that I said we're really trying to get into that market and bring some tools that maybe you're not seeing at a right price point. All our cordless give, 99% of our cordless give 5-year warranty. So if there's any heavy issues, we stand by our warranty. 2 years on our batteries, 2 years on our chargers, that kind of stuff. So, that's about all.
So,
no questions? Anything they want to ask, or?
Free samples?
That's the usual. That's the usual when you pull up with a survey, put the fuel in your car. Someone asks, what do you got in the back? Yeah. So,
Sorry guys, it's all our retailers are on the back as well.
Yeah.
So guys, we'll use a lot of this stuff, or some of this product out there this week. I think I said to a few that the whole attempt for us is also to cut the cord and try and alleviate a lot of those airlines, and obviously the impact on a compressor and all the other things. And particularly in a training environment, when we've got 7 or 8 guys around one body shop, it's busy, right? And last thing you want is leads and cords and airlines, and we're going to have those anyway this week. But we're trying to eliminate or alleviate that wherever we can to give you better options. Is anyone doing cordless stuff at work now? You doing much cordless stuff yourselves?
That's basically what what the technicians own in their tool boxes.
Yeah.
I've recently upgraded all of my impact drivers and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
They're all 18-volt cordless now.
Okay.
Drills, all that sort of thing. I've still got all the old air tool stuff, but
Your go-to is probably normally the battery stuff now, isn't it? So that's easier, cause it's
that's
like
it, yeah.
the airlines that leak, you got all the other stuff that goes with it.
And one thing we do offer now this year as a company is if you're on the Airtool platform and you wanna sort of come across, we do offer some kind of a conversion deal as well to sort of get you across and help you out that way. So, yeah, talk to your local transportation specialist and, have that conversation, so.
So Tim, these guys are all, some local, but a lot of interstate guys
Yeah.
as well, so
Yeah.
from Adelaide to Perth to
Yeah,
Queensland.
so with that QR, if you put it in there, put your details, it'll go to that local transportation specialist, and then they'll make contact with you and come out and see you. Yeah. And then as I said, we're really big about using the tool, so like for instance with the polisher, orbital polisher, if it's something you wanted to play with for a week or 2 weeks, we'll leave it with you for a week or 2 weeks. So you can actually get real world feel of it before you go and spend the $600 on it.
That's
So-
skin only, yeah. Skin only.
Yeah, around about that price, yeah, about $500, $600, yeah.
You gotta think of the knock-on effect for business too, the compressors running all the time, running onto air tools, right, the power and everything goes into that. All of a sudden there, you take half that away,
Yeah.
from a business point of view, it's even more economical.
Yeah, and the thing too, you can take it to, like if you have a car that's finished and you might have nicked it or something, you wanna polish it, you can take the tool to the job. You don't have to actually always bring the car, that's one thing that we're finding, is, a lot of that. Obviously the mobile detail world loves it, because there's obviously no need for power or anything when they go to a site. But yeah, the good thing is you can take the tool to the job, you don't have to always try and drag the job into you. So, yeah.
So is there any questions while they're here?
Any questions? Anything at all?
I said, we will use the stuff, so
Yeah.
I said, there's some of that out there, not
Yeah.
all of that, there's some of it there, so
Yeah.
I'm sure these guys will be happy to hear the feedback from them to use it. There's everything from grinders and obviously drills and all the usual sort of stuff,
Yeah.
so. We've got a number of batteries as well, guys, so it's just about managing the, like with anything else, just managing it, so.
When are those belt sanders like these come out?
Look, as I said, we've had that one for about a month now in the
Oh, yeah,
field,
okay.
so it's.
They wouldn't leave it with
brand
me either the other day, right?
You know, we like to tease people with it.
Yeah.
And like new lighting, like that's a brand new light that we're looking at doing. Snap-on do one. We're looking at doing that. That's the same to production. No ETA on that. It's stuff that, as I said, we get in the field, we let people play with it for quite a few months. To give you an idea, our 1-inch D-handle wrench, which is obviously a big impact wrench for the trucking world, that was in development for 3 years. From when we had the first one of like this style thing in the market, with all the feedback we had, we make changes if we need to, so yeah.
I'd say, guys, from my point of view, and probably most of you here, this is probably the one you're most interested in, would that be right? Cause that's the one now, evolutionary for us, everything's belt sander, isn't it? Majority of times it's belt sander, we don't drill so much anymore, we really belt sand, so for us, from our side of the industry, that'd be a real, a real handy one to see.
We'll be doing the bigger one next.
Well, yeah, so it all depends with us too, is runtime and availability, that's the thing, obviously to get really big runtime, obviously you need a bigger battery, so we try and not find that compromise, yeah. But on our roadmap with the automotive world, obviously, we've probably got 100 unique tools at the moment for automotive world. Come March next year, that'll probably double or triple, yeah. The business is really putting a major focus on it worldwide, and the good thing too is Australia sets the standard for it worldwide at the moment for this industry. America's following us, Europe's following us, Asia's following us. We are the groundbreaker for it. We're the first part of Milwaukee in the world to do it. We started it 7 years ago, program. I was lucky enough to be involved back then to start the program. I did move off and do some other things, and I come back in because it's just, we're sort of the standard. So yeah, like we had to send guys to America for their big launch and all that a couple of weeks ago because we are the ones with the standard of it. Yeah. So any feedback, even if you see one of the guys that go, hey, look, this tool would be awesome in cordless, let them know, because that's how we get the feedback. Yeah, and then one of our 2,400 product engineers in America can build it for us. Yeah. So, awesome.
Anything else, guys? happy. If you've got anything else through the week, just let me know, I can always feed it back to you
Yeah,
guys.
straight back to
So,
us. But yeah, so if you wanna see someone, scan the QR, we're more than happy to come out and see you. Yeah, awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Beautiful.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Thank
heaps.
you. We'll get out of your
Yeah,
hair.
a few minutes to pay.